What's up, beautiful people? It's your boy Ricardo, and I'm coming at you, man. I'm coming at you. And this morning, I want to focus on a number of lies that we've been taught and have been living with that we should no longer live with. Freeing ourselves from these horrible, horrible perceptions or established ideas that we've allowed to be in our heads. And it's just not good. So I want to challenge you guys to start thinking about a couple of things a little bit different. Okay, I'm going to set everything up, and we're going to have a great time. All right, we're going to have a great time this morning. Do me a favor, come on in and share, like, and just let everybody know Ricardo Miller is on right now. Okay, we're on, and this is going to be good. This is going to be good. Good morning, good morning, good morning, Carrie. Share. Go ahead and do that for me. Come on, come on, come on. Share. It's all about creating that life. It's all about creating that life. Now, here's what I figured out. I figured out that there are some things that we need to look at and change as we move forward. How many of y'all agree with me with that? There are some things you got to look at and change. And so I want to talk about 5 lies of identity. 5 lies of identity. I grew up as a kid in the Bahamas, struggling with my identity, not sure of who I am. People were saying, oh, you should do this and you should do that. And it's just, I should be like this and I should be like... But listen, you got to study you. Okay, if you want to win in life, you got to have to identify what is your strengths and what is your weaknesses. You have to identify what has people said about you that you have established to be who you are now because that's what they have said. You've got to get to the point where you are not allowing yourself to be labeled by others, only finding yourself living that label out when you're so much more. So I want to talk about 5 lies. The first lie is that I am what I have. I am what I have. And that's such a good one because there are people who believe they are what they have. You're more than your car. You're more than the type of clothes you wear. You're more than where you live. You are more than your job. But unfortunately, there are some people, they write off the car and they think they lose everything. You know what I mean? Unfortunately, some people have been evicted from their homes and they believe, oh my goodness, home went into foreclosure and you can't believe it, Ricardo. I am losing it. I am losing it. I've lost my house. I've lost my car, and I'm nothing now. What do you mean you're nothing because you lost a car? What do you mean you're nothing because you lost a house? You've got to get to the place. Good morning, Lucretia. Good morning, Esther. Good morning, Carrie. Listen, guys. I need you to share this because I'm talking about 5 lies of identity. Okay? I'm talking about 5 lies of identity. I need all of us to capture that we are more than what we have. Okay? It is a blessing. It is a tremendous blessing to have whatever it is that we've acquired at any particular time. You got a nice house? Praise God. You got a nice car? That's awesome. You got money in the bank? You better believe that's a good thing. Listen, man, celebrate the good, appreciate what you have, and remind yourself on a daily basis, I am more than what I have. Okay? Some people have gone so far to believe that they're also labeling themselves. They're also, hey Tina, good morning. They're labeling themselves saying that they are what they don't even have. I can't believe that, I'm just a broke person. I mean, I've never had. Listen, you are more than what you don't even have. Okay? You got to know the external doesn't determine who you are on the inside. And as you walk and move forward from this day, you got to tell yourself, I am working on me to make the rest of my life the best of my life. I will be in pursuit, I will acquire better in every area of my life. But those things that I acquire is not going to be the labeling factor to which I'm going to describe me as. In other words, I am more. Hey, Jocelyn, thank you very much. I am more than what I have, okay? Some people may look at your car and try and label you. Some may look at your house and try and label you. Some may look at, you know what I'm saying, how and what you deal with in relations to the things you have acquired. But you got to know you are more than what you have. Okay? We're talking about 5 lies of identity. And unfortunately, because there is a message of get, and there's a message of upgrade, and there's a message to acquire better, there are a lot of people who find themselves imprisoned with the thoughts that if I don't have better, I'm not better. Okay? Because I've lost a few things. You may have lost the house. You may have lost the car. You may have lost a job. You know what I'm saying? You may have acquired a number of things over a certain period of time and don't have those things anymore. That's okay. You got to tell yourself, he who gave it to me has the ability to give it to me again. Tell yourself, I am more than what I have. I am so much more than what I have. You got to declare that on a daily basis. I will not be defined by what I have, even though I'm in pursuit of more. This is that boy from the islands. I want more, but I'm not going to allow what I have to be what defines who I am. I am more than the car I drive. You got to tell yourself, I am more than the house I live in. I am more than the money that's in my bank. I am more. I am more. I am more. Now here's what I know. If you get the right idea as to who you are and whose you are, you will be able to enjoy life on a whole another level. A lot of people also believe that they are what they do. Okay? They are what they do. You got to get to the point where you are more than what you do as well. I am more than what I do. Once you capture that, you are on your way to living life effectively. You are more than what you have. You are more than what you do. Get it in your head, man. Get it in your... This is something... Yeah. I feel this in my belly. Woo-hoo. I feel this. You know why I feel this? Because I remember struggling. I remember trying to find my identity in a role when the truth is I'm so much more than the role that I play in various areas of society and life. You got to know you're more than the position you have on your job. You're more than the position that they have established on the committee. You are so much more than what you do. So what happens is if you take the thing that some people do from them, they lose it. That's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. You got to tell yourself, listen, man, that position won't define me as to who I am. No position will define me as to who I am. I am so much more than what I have. I am so much more than what I do. I feel this today. Because here's the deal. If you don't get it right when it comes to, y'all are loving me this morning. I love the thumbs up and the comments. I hope everybody is sharing. Share, like, let everybody know. We working on ourselves in 2020. It is 22 days in, okay? 22 days in, and every morning, every day you come on this Effective Living page, you're going to find content, information that's going to help push you to becoming better. The goal is to become better. The goal is to become better. Okay? So you're becoming better, and one of the things you have to do is you have to identify lies. You got to identify lies that you have captured, you have been taught, you have received, you've been living with that is not good for you. One of those is you are what you have. No. I am so much more than I have. I am so much more than what I do. I have another one written down right here. Watch this. I am what other people say or think of me. Oh, that's another one. I am what others say or think of me. Oh, don't you believe that lie. Don't you believe that lie. Don't you believe that lie. Percenti, blessing, good morning, my sister. Don't believe the lie that you are what other people think or say about you. You are more than what other people think and say of you. Here's what I know, though. If you allow what people say and think of you to determine how and what you do, you are going to sabotage your life and you won't ever be able to live your best life. It's important for you to learn to appreciate the assessment of others, but don't let it overtake you. You've got to know yourself so much that you can end up in a room disagreeing with everyone in the room and still be right. Not because everyone has an opinion of you mean that they're right, that you are in a room with. You got to know the crowd could be wrong. The majority could be wrong. But you have to be sensitive and you have to study. If you study certain things about you and you identify the practices in that particular area and you realize you're not winning in that area, you may want to assess what others are saying. But don't you allow yourself to be overdeveloped only on the premise of what other people think and say of you. You've got to get to the place where you study you enough that you know you enough to be able to be different than everyone else. You are comfortable being in a room with a lot of people and being okay not being like them. Who you are and what you've been called to do may not be accepted by the masses. You've got to be okay with that. That's why the identity lie factor has to be that even though a good number of people are against what you are establishing as to where you're going and what you're about, you got to be okay with you. If you're not okay with you, ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't taken time, if you allow the family reunion gathering to determine what you're going to accomplish the next year, if you allow those on your job to determine what you do with your life, if you allow your family and friends within your neighborhood to define how you're going to live in 2020, I'm here to tell you, you're going to be hurting yourself in the long run. You've got to learn how to identify, I'm working on becoming my best self. But in my pursuit to become my best self, I may find myself in an environment where the crowd or the masses may be wrong. And you got to be okay to stand strong, knowing that everyone doesn't agree with you that you're wrong, that you're surrounded by, but you're okay with that. Can you be strong enough to embrace you in a crowd of people who are against you and your principles you're standing for? Can you like yourself enough to not fit in when you're supposed to be standing out? I feel I need to stop. Ricardo, you doing this and you're giving it for free and you know what he's sharing? Have you shared it? Have you shared? I love the comments. I love the hearts. Come on, please share. Okay, share. Listen, guys, I am working on me, man. I am working on me. I'm gonna stop right there. I just feel I need to stop. I'm gonna stop because here's the deal. You provide this type of information, reminding people, listen, man, work on you. Identify the lies that you have allowed to become engrafted in your head. And even now, after discovering the truth, the fight to be free from the lies you have accepted becomes now the fight of your life. So now you have to unlearn what you should have never learned in the beginning. You're on a mission to become your best self, and that's going to take work. So no matter what people say about you, you are so much more. Okay? I am nothing more than my worst moment. In other words, there are people who have had bad experiences and they've allowed those bad experiences to define them. You are more than the experiences that you have had thus far. The bad experiences that have occurred in your life ought not define you. Let me say it again. The bad experiences in your life does not define you. They weren't losing moments. They were lesson moments. Come on. They were learning moments. Don't allow yourself to say, I'm a loser. No, I'm a learner. Come on. You got to learn how to define who you are. And listen, in my pursuit to learn, I'm going to find out that I'm not going to do everything right. But in my pursuit to become my best self, I'm in pursuit of becoming my best self. I'm going to not allow a moment that did not work out the way that I wanted to work out to define me. Not because you don't like how it worked out in relations to me and you maybe. It doesn't define me as to who I am. Don't let a bad moment define you. Okay? You got to declare that right now. I won't let a bad moment define me. I won't let a bad month define me. I won't let a bad year define me. I won't let a bad season define me. I am so much more than last year. Come on. You got to tell yourself, I am so much more than that past weekend. A couple of years ago, I had the privilege of meeting a gentleman who heard me speaking at an event, and he said he came up to me and he said, Ricardo, I just wanted to reach out to you and let you know, man, hey, my son is moving to Dallas. And he said, hey, my son is coming to Dallas, and I want you to go and check him out and make sure, look out for my boy, man. I know you're from the Bahamas and I'm from the Bahamas, and he's in Dallas and you're in Dallas, so please look out for my son. I'm in the lobby. I'm doing book signing. I agreed. I said, man, I am going to check on your boy. Just send me his number, and I'll try my best to follow up on him. Well, the guy sent me the number. The young man called me when he got into college and says, hey, Mr. Miller was just touching base. And I said, okay, I'm traveling right now. Call me next week. He called me. I set up a couple of things for him to be able to work out, and I didn't hear from him anymore. Okay, and I worked out something for the young man and didn't hear from him anymore. 6 months later, I'm in the Bahamas again. I'm speaking at another event, and behold, the father he sees me, and he comes through and he said, man, you're a joker, man. You didn't look out for my son. He was there in Dallas for that whole time, and he only spoke with you once. He said, listen, man, I don't respect you. You don't honor your word. That's what the guy told me. The guy told me I did not look out for his son after I set up a couple of things actually that was beneficial for him. I made it really well for him being in Dallas, but because I did not continue to connect with his son, he says he doesn't honor or respect me from this point on. I thought for a moment, hold on. Then he went on to say, but there's a guy you told my son to call, and I'm grateful for him because now he is like family. He said, man, he looked out for my son every weekend, and I'm so grateful for him, but you, man, you disappointed me. And for a moment, I allowed that to just rest on me just for a minute. And then the old street in me sort of wanted to come up, and I wanted to say, hold on. You mentioned my partner. Are you talking about one of my close brothers who looked out for your son? Your son would have not gotten the favor of my friend, my brother, had it not been for me connecting. Now, I should have never, ever agreed to look out and step up to the plate to try to go out of my way to try to make any kind of connection, but I did, okay? The Bible tells you be slow to speak. Be slow to speak. So I put my foot in my mouth by going ahead and agreeing to look out for this dude's kid. I did set up a number of things for the boy in the first initial week, but my schedule didn't allow me to get back with him, and life happens, okay? But this joker was about to define who I was based on a moment, a decision that I should have never made in agreeing to look out for his boy. Here's what I know. Some people will try to define you based on a moment. The truth of the matter is, his son had an exceptional time in the school system here while going to college in Dallas because of my business colleague, friend, and brother. And he had no understanding that that connection actually was my connection, which actually allowed his son to have a lot of favorable opportunities. There are people who will define you not having no understanding on why they need to let it go. Even though you may not quite understand some things, even though you may not have the full picture, some things you just got to pray and don't touch. Okay? I'm so glad I had to let the brother go. I apologize. And I said, man, I wish I had fallen through and connect with your son more, but I've learned a great lesson from you, sir. I said, I learned a great lesson. You could be rest assured I ain't making that type of promises that easy, that early, that fast. Never again am I making that quick level of commitment to say to someone without thinking, without reasonably looking at everything before I commit. Because some people will define you based on a quick decision you made for them that you were unable to follow through on, and now they want to label you under those premises. Wrong. Wrong on every level. But the truth of the matter is, you got to know that not because someone has decided to define you based on their position as to what they said they experienced, you got to let it go no matter what. You are so much more than what you have. You are so much more than what you do. You are so much more than what people say and think about you. You are so much more than the bad experiences you have experienced up to this point. This is Coach Ricardo challenging you to create the life you desire. Don't continue to make the same mistake and expect a better year. Okay, if you keep going around the same mountain, you're going to keep getting the same type of results and return. You've got to do something different to get something different. Start studying. What are the lies? What are the lies that I've allowed to become principles in my life that I'm living off of, that I need to live above of? I need to live above. I am in pursuit of living above the principles that have been lived by. For me, these are ideas and rules that I've adopted that were wrong, that were limited, that was not good, and I've allowed them to literally become rooted in me, and I know I am now free. And the scripture tells us, whom the Son set free is free indeed. So you got to be in pursuit of becoming free. Don't believe the lie. Don't believe the lies. Society has a lot of limiting lies that it puts on you. You are more than your car. You are more than your house. You are more than what you do. You are more than, listen guys, what people think or say about you. You are so much more than even the bad experiences you have had up to this point. Tell yourself, I'm going to make the rest of my life the best of my life. I won't believe the lies. That's what you got to declare. I won't believe the lies. Do me a favor, share this with all of your friends, because there's so many people. This is an internal struggle that most people don't even talk about. This is one of those things you could sit in your car, you could be at work, you could be among friends and families. Struggling because you believe the lie. You believe because you pull up in a certain type of car, people are not going to respect you. You believe because you don't have a certain type of home, people are not going to deal. You got to deal with you right with no matter what you have first, like the place you live, like what you drive, like where you work, like what you do. And look at yourself and appreciate the lessons you have learned through the challenges that life presented to you early on. You are better for what you came through if you learned the lesson you're supposed to. God bless you guys. Have a great day. Don't forget, share this with someone.